Everybody needs good neighbours with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend. Neighbours should be there for one another. That's when good neighbours become good friends.
We thought about it a lot and about how it'll affect you and Danny, and we decided you're both old enough to be able to cope with it. Now, we know you're not going to like it, but your mother and me have decided to separate.
You can't. You just can't do it.
I'm sorry, Shane. We've made up our minds.
But why? Why now?
Because, like I said, we've grown apart.
Since when? Have you met someone else?
No, of course not.
Mum, has he? I want to know the truth.
None of us met anyone else.
Why? Why are you doing this all of a sudden? Things seemed all right between you two.
We've been thinking about it for a long time. It's not sudden. We just didn't want to say anything until we were certain.
So after 20-odd years, it's all over, is it? So long. Nice knowing you. Well, that's great. That's really great.
Where are you going?
Out. I just need to get out.
I get used to the idea. It was bound to be a shock at first.
Yes.
Look, now he knows. There's no need for us to sleep in the same room. I think I'd find it easier if we didn't.
They've grown apart. What sort of an excuse is that?
Didn't you have any idea?
How could I? I mean, everything's been so normal, well, except for the last few days when they've been acting strangely, but you don't break up a marriage in a few days.
And they didn't tell you what it was about?
Nothing. Nothing that made any sense. What really gets to me, though, is that they've been lying all this time. Why couldn't they have said something before?
Maybe they were hoping things would improve.
It doesn't look to me like they've been making much effort. They're just giving up. They're not even trying.
That's a bit unfair, isn't it? People who've been together as long as they have wouldn't just give up for no reason.
Then I wish they'd tell me what the reason is. I don't know what I'm getting so worked up over. They're probably not going to lose any sleep over it.
Come on, that's not true.
Maybe.
Look, I understand how you feel, but it's not as if they're hurting you on purpose. I bet they feel awful about leaving each other.
Then why can't they stay together?
Because they'd make each other miserable, that's why. And right now, you're going to make them even more miserable if you won't accept their decision.
I know. I know what you're saying makes sense, Daphne, but... well, that still doesn't stop me feeling that what they're doing is just also wrong. And God knows what it's going to do to Danny.
Know what I reckon? I reckon she's never going to pay us.
She has to. It's not legal if she doesn't.
And what are we going to do about it? Go to the cops? She knows we can't do that.
Well, we can't just leave. We definitely wouldn't get the money then.
It's not fair. I don't think we should let her get away with it.
I haven't got any bright ideas.
Well, I have. She's at the pub, isn't she? What's to stop us going in there and taking it ourselves?
We can't do that. That's stealing.
No, it's not. Not if we just take what she owes us.
It's still stealing. Anyway, what if someone comes and catches us?
Who? No one ever comes to visit her.
Still, even if we do break in, she's hardly ever going to left money lying around. She's probably taken it with her to the pub.
Well, it's worth a look, isn't it? I reckon she's the type who'd hide her money under a mattress or something like that. Come on, Scotty, we could do it.
I don't like it. I know she's an old bag, but I don't think it's right.
Geez, you're a wimp sometimes.
I'm not.
You are. But I don't care. I'm gonna do it.
You can't, Danny. It's not worth it.
It might be. I'll see you. Hey! I thought you weren't going to be in on it.
Well, I'm not. Neither are you.
It's none of your business, Scott.
Of course it is. Who do you think's going to believe me when they find the money gone and I say I had nothing to do with it?
I don't know. Maybe she won't even notice the money's gone.
That tight-fisted old bag? Are you kidding? Of course she will.
Yeah, I suppose so. Anyway, I think she's got it all locked up. We'd have to break a window to get in.
Then you'd really be up the creek.
Yeah. It was worth a thought. Still, I don't want to get you into trouble over it.
That's big of you. Come on, there's no point in hanging around outside. Quick!
You boys will have a heart attack if you keep that up.
Just trying to get it finished, Mrs. Forbes.
I'll bet you are. Can't wait to get away from me.
You said it.
Gosh, you're running late. Did you have a big sleep in?
Don't let appearances fool you. I had young Lucy leaping around my bedroom at 6:30 this
morning. All right, well, you're safe now. Gran's taken her to school. Listen, do you want some breakfast?
Just some coffee, love.
Hey, Jim.
Come in, Max.
Oh.
Hello, Mr. Ramsay.
No, Julie. Listen, why don't you leave your sink alone? You know you don't know nothing about it.
Well, I had it pretty well fixed, and then Paul started messing around with it and it got worse.
Oh, yeah. Better take a look then. We done it.
Would you like some coffee, Mr. Ramsay?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll fix it, Julie.
No, I'll do it. It's all right.
No, well, look, we're going to be making a bit of a mess around here for a while, so why don't you just leave us to it,
Are you trying to get rid of me?
Yes.
Right.
So, how'd it go?
Oh, rotten. Worse than I thought.
Shane took it badly.
Yeah, well, I suppose I couldn't expect him to understand. I mean, not coming out of the blue like that. But still, at least we're not pretending no more. You know, it was getting to me as much as it was to Maria.
Max, do you think you might be rushing into this a bit? I mean, if you had a couple of weeks' break, you might feel differently.
No, wouldn't change things.
They say time's the great healer.
No, look, I mean, I'd come back and I'd still love Maria and I still couldn't live with her no more. No. A clean break. I reckon that's best, don't they?
What are you doing in Danny's room?
Nothing, really. Just wondering how he's going to take you and Dad splitting up.
Do you want to talk about it?
Not particularly.
Look, if you're angry, I'd rather if you told me about it.
Oh, Mum, of course I'm not angry with you.
But?
But I don't understand it. Tell me honestly, Mum. Do you really want to stop being with Dad?
It's not as easy as that.
Of course it is. Look, either you love Dad or you don't.
Of course, in a lot of ways, I do love him. I do. But we just decided it's not good enough anymore.
You're not going to tell me, are you?
Look, I know you don't understand right now. But in the long term, it will be much better.
For who?
For all of us.
I suppose we're doing it all wrong, are we?
Oh, it's all right. Here.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks.
I don't suppose you even know what it's for, do you?
Sure we do.
I'm going to be planting strawberries next year. Now, when that's broken down a bit, that manure is going to slowly leach in and give 'em all goodness.
We knew that.
Doubt if you'd know how to do up your shoelaces.
That's all we've got to do, though, finish putting those sacks in.
That's all.
Then we get paid.
Let's see you finish the job first. Good 3 or 4 hours work to do yet. I doubt if you'll last the distance.
We will. Don't you worry.
Oh, don't more than that to worry me. Oh, stop panicking. You'll get paid.
Reckon she means it?
Yeah. You know something? I'm starting to like the old bird.
Oh, I'm sorry I booted you out before, Julie. I wanted to have a word with Max.
Oh, yes, and as usual, I wasn't included.
I think you're getting all happy over nothing, darling.
Yes, well, Dad, you haven't got me fooled. I know there is something going on between you and Mr. Ramsay, and I know it has got something to do with Danny and Scott. And whatever it is, I think you ought to tell me.
Ah, so that's what it is.
Well, are you going to tell me or aren't you? I mean, I think I've got a right to know.
All right. But it's got nothing to do with the boys. As far as I know, Scott's still out on the farm and he's perfectly safe.
Oh. Well, then what is it?
Well, I'm only going to tell you this because you're going to find out anyway. But I'm warning you, Julie, this is not to become an item of gossip.
Well, of course not, Dad.
Mr. and Mrs. Ramsay are going to separate.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What has happened?
Well, I think that's their business, don't you?
Has Mr. Ramsay met someone else? Mrs. Ramsay's met someone else? Oh, she's attractive, she is.
It's got nothing to do with that, Julie, so just drop it. It's between Max and Maria.
Oh, my gosh. She must be awfully unhappy.
Well, I don't think either of them are terribly happy at the moment.
I wonder if there's anything I could do. Let me think.
I think it's best if you don't say or do anything.
Oh, but I just want to help.
Julie, I don't want you to interfere in any way, shape or form.
Well, what if she wants someone to talk to?
Well, if she does, it won't be you. And I'm warning you, young lady, keep right out of it.
Well, money's going to be a bit tight for a while, what with setting up a flat. Look, you needn't worry about going short, but I'll take care of that.
I could get a job. I don't see why you should cope with it all.
No, I don't want you to have to do that. I mean, it's my idea to move out. I don't think you should have to change your life too much. Maria?
Yes.
I haven't thought about looking for a place yet. I suppose I ought to get onto it this week.
Have you thought where you might go?
No, not really. Somewhere close, at least, while the boys are still at home. And while I got all my gear here, I don't have to drive too far.
No, of course not.
Well, I suppose that's it. Unless you can think of anything else.
One more thing. I mean, it's up to you, but I really need to prepare myself for what you're going to tell Danny.
Oh, what we told Shane. I mean, I don't think there's any point in telling him anything different.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
So, can you think of anything else?
No, that'll be all.
Maybe we should get Dad to help too.
Oh, no, let's just make it you and me. Then we can surprise him with it later.
Okay. Do you know if I have any Merinos in the Northern Territory?
No, but we'll look that one up.
Don't you know?
Well, no, but the book will tell us.
Hi, Daphne.
Hi, Lucy. How's things?
Good.
Hi, Julie. Is your grandmother in?
No, she's been out all afternoon.
Oh, it's not important. It's just a fish recipe she wanted.
Oh, look, I'll give it to her if you want.
Oh, I'll wait till I see her later. There's a few things I need to explain.
Oh, well, whatever you want.
What's this, Lucy?
Primary produce in Australia.
Oh, it's very good. I remember I did something like this when I was at school.
Really? Maybe you want to help. You can stick on some of the wool.
Nah, I don't think so. We've practically finished and you're meant to be doing this yourself.
But you're helping me. Maybe Daphne knows if there are any Merinos in the Northern Territory.
I shouldn't think so.
Do you know if there are any Merinos in the Northern Territory?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. You see here? Well, that's where I used to work for a while on a sheep station.
Really?
Yep.
Don't put any wool there. We don't know for sure they were Merinos.
Daphne said so.
Right, well, I think we'll look that one up.
They were Merinos, weren't they, Daphne?
Well, they were then. Of course, they might stock something different there now.
Like what?
Lucy, Daphne hasn't got time for that now.
You don't mind helping, do you, Daphne? You know more about sheep than Julie does.
Well, if it's all right with Julie.
Who cares if it's all right with me? You're obviously going to take over, so take over now.
What's the matter, Julie?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
What did I do?
Hey, steady on, darling. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Come on, Julie, tell me.
Every time I try to help somebody, everybody says I'm interfering. But when other people are interfering, everybody says they're helping.
When was this?
All the time.
Dad, Julie's mad at me.
No, she's not, darling. Not really.
Yes, she is. All I did was ask Daphne if she wanted to help.
I'm afraid I arrived at the wrong time.
I don't think any time's the right time at the moment. It's all right, darling. Julie's just going through a difficult time at the moment.
Paul's right. She's emotionally immature.
Mum? Are you all right?
It's nothing. I broke the egg into the bowl, and I can't get the pieces out. I don't know. How could I be so stupid? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll be all right.
Come on, Mum. Is there anything you can do to stop Dad from going?
No, there's nothing. There's nothing, Jane.
I'm never going to get the smell of this stuff out.
Me neither. She ought to pay us extra for the fact that nobody's going to come within 20 yards of us.
Do you really think she's going to pay us?
Well, we're about to find out, aren't we?
Hell.
She's dobbed us. The old cow's dobbed us.
Maybe they're here for something else.
Like what? I'm sure not sticking around to find out.
We can't go yet. We haven't got the money.
What use is it going to be in jail?
Well, I don't care. I'm not leaving without it. You can go if you're scared.
Who's scared?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Forbes.
Constable? Didn't Ned write a sergeant? Never mind. I don't suppose it really matters very much now. He's dead, isn't he?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Forbes.
Don't see why you should be. Not your fault. When did it happen?
A couple of hours ago.
Oh,
The hospital thought it would be better not to phone you.
yes. Oh, well. Been expecting it. We both knew. Any way he was coming out of that hospital was not by walking on his own 2 feet. Well, done what you had to do. You better be off now.
These are your husband's belongings, Mrs. Forbes.
Oh, right.
Can you hear what they're saying?
No, it's too far away.
Well, you can go now.
What's he doing now?
I don't get it.
Me neither. What's he going away for? Do you reckon she told him?
I don't know. It's weird. Still, he's gone now. Come on, let's go and get our money before he comes back. What have we got to lose? Mrs. Forbes?
Go away.
You've got to give us our money, Mrs. Forbes.
We finished the work, Mrs. Forbes. You've got to pay us like you promised.
Are you all right? Of course I'm all right. Why shouldn't I be?
You're not sick or anything, are you?
If you came for your money, take it.
We can't just take it.
That's what you're here for. You know what's owed to you?
That's 3 days each, right?
2.5's okay.
Well, that's $100 each.
If you say so.
You sure that's all right?
Oh, just take it and go. I don't want you here.
Well, goodbye.